Good morning, I'm Frank Powers, and this is Lifestyle Tucson, the program where I speak to our neighbors, the people behind the scenes of our amazing organizations, small businesses, and nonprofits. Our friends are informing you how they serve our community, and they are here to give you updates on future projects. Let's make some new friends today. Planning a visit to one of Arizona's museums, art galleries, or cultural centers, such as the Arizona Theater Company? Or maybe somebody told you to take a hike, and you need to know where the hike's going to be, like Chuck Huckelberry Loop. Sounds good. Maybe you're going on a camping trip to one of the nearby national parks. Perhaps it's just a weekend and you're ready to make a day of it with the whole family at Old Tucson or Colessal Cave Mountain Park or the mini time machine of miniatures or the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum. Well, the Southern Arizona Attractions Alliance is here to help with their bold recommendations and big savings in their handy-dandy Arizona Attractions Passport called the Book of Fun. I love fun and books. Man, how do I get my fun book business in this fun book of fun? We'll find out together, because today I'm fortunate to speak with Tom Moulton, Executive Director of the Southern Arizona Attractions Alliance. Tom, welcome to Lifestyle Tucson.
Well, thank you. It's great to see you in kind of a normal clothing environment. I mean, I don't know how we want to explain that one, but no, we were at recently at a children's festival.
Yeah.
And right next to a factory that builds fun things. I don't know if you noticed that or
That's Creative
not.
Machines, one of the greatest places in town.
And I don't think a lot of people know anything about Creative Machine and their adjacent facilities. But I think we had thousands of people there, don't you think?
Yes, it was a very good, fun event. This is a Creative Machines new nonprofit branch called Second Sky. So they have a whole bunch of fun things going on, and I'm sure we'll find out what they've got going on in the coming months, especially if people are getting involved with ExploreArizonaAttractions.org, which is the website for your great organization, because they are new and they're here doing a lot of fun stuff. And that's not the first time we bumped into each other, though, because you're at all these fun events.
Well, yes, Katie, from the Play District, came on board as a member, I want to say 2 years ago or so, and she recognized when she was searching for a community to move in that there was kind of either a lack of quality things to do with families, or they just were not marketed out loud, as you would say, more I would.
Yeah.
And you got to shout about who you are. And Katie was, started with a resource directory. And then she took that into really a practical learning area of fun. Yeah. And it was not just fun, there was a learning environment there as well. And there was quite an art element as well. You saw them in the back. Mm-hmm. And, of course, you're there.
I'm there. And, again, a lot of my friends that are also entertainers, artists in town, artisans as well, small businesses were at this great fun event. And that is, again, one of these things where the Play District is like, that's a group where they're going to different areas. Like we did one at Trail Dust Town, where it gets a bunch of people to head on down to Trail Dust Town, which is one of my favorite places here in Tucson if you've never been. And that's what they're all about, is getting people together for kids, kid-friendly activities. And that's the thing, is I did used to own a business downtown, and that is what I noticed. Whoops, not a lot of kids' activities downtown except for the Children's Museum. Thankfully, they are growing and getting bigger thanks to Angel Charity for Children is giving them a great big addition. But yes, there's not a lot of fun things downtown for families. So this organization getting people out and about to different locations, like even the Monica is a place where they would have an event, and I'd bump into you. But I've bumped into you at Old Tucson. I've bumped into you at, I think, the Festival of Books, perhaps. I bumped into you all over the place. And yes, I'm usually wearing my big colorful suit, a giant orange cowboy hat. They made me the face of the Festival of Books this year. And it really is so fun. Yes, today, dressed up as a normal radio DJ. My hat's still kind of fun.
Well, I don't think there's cameras here, so we can't see you, but I can describe you probably not fairly, because you have to really meet you. But there are buttons, a colorful hat, and I think the shoes are the hit.
The gold shoes, I'm pretty much known for walking on sunshine all over Tucson.
Absolutely. Yes. And we had a blast there, and that's why Katie joined, so we could help spread the news. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, when I go to trade shows, and I go to every chamber expo or a consumer show that I can to get the word out, there's always people coming up to me and saying, I've been here for 30 years, 40 years. I know everything there is to do in Tucson. And I said, wait a minute. So I hand them the Book of Fun, and it's over 140 pages. And they go, wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And one, is Old Tucson open again?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes, open. It's been open now as probably close to 3 years since COVID days when it had to close. And it's a brand new outfit out of Durango, and Western Heritage is really exactly what they're all about. They also have trains. They run scenic trains. I'm hoping one day, and I keep pushing Tony, the general manager, you're a train. You're a Heritage train outfit. Where's the train? We need the trains. Well, they do have a C.P. Huntington, which is, kind of a miniature, and everybody loves to do that. But let's bring back something like, the Reno, which was started many movies at Old Tucson.
Yep.
I don't think they used it for a ride because it was kind of 2 miles up, 2 miles back, and when you look at Westerns, you usually see the train coming into town or leaving town. But it would really be nice to have some kind of a heritage rail system here in Tucson, because Western Heritage, is a big element of our history here.
Yeah, it's even a big piece of the website. As I look at the website and look at some of the things, when you look under the attractions tab, you have it broken up into a bunch of great groups, whether it's art, culture, museums, entertainment, and shopping. But it was Heritage and the West. That was the tab I clicked on first, because it's nice to know that. And that is something that's very unique to our area. It's not just about the buildings you can go to. It's about all these great things you can experience outside, and something that we have a rich history of, especially at Old Tucson, where they used to film these movies.
Well, I learned when I joined the Tucson community back in 1997, when Old Tucson reopened after their big 1995 fire, and they only rebuilt about, 60% or so burnt down, 40% was left, and they had 3 phases to rebuild Old Tucson, and unfortunately, they only rebuilt 1 phase. So there was a lot of folks that were dismayed by that because they remembered Little House on the Prairie, Kansas Street, the old Opera House, and they had a sound stage. So I think Tucson misses the sound stage. One of the things that the reason why we broke it down by category is because people want to do things specifically, but at the same time we wanted to put them on the same page wherever we can, whether it be a brochure or whether it be the website. But Western Heritage and the Old West is the largest category of the attractions here in Tucson.
Oh, wow.
And it's probably somewhat predictable what the second one is, and that's arts and culture.
Heck yeah.
Because we have such a tremendous arts community here. And it's, not just the traditional art. There's a very successful performing arts and concert sites here. And while the big concerts seem to be, being owned by large conglomerate like Live, and they the smaller concerts, 4, 5, 6,000 folks, either they're coming up or they're testing a new album or whatever they're trying to do. We between Casino del Sol and the fairgrounds recently at the fair and Fox Theater, the Rialto Theater, we're getting, I think, quite a bit of folks that are coming into town. And while they may be on their way somewhere else, they stop over at one of our, historic theaters, and we get a chance to see them live as well.
Yep, it's always good to see that. I remember when the Rialto reopened, it was always good to see. Tucson is still going and growing, and that's a lot of what's happening, especially if we are looking through the Book of Fun. So let's actually focus on that, because the Book of Fun and the passports aren't just advertising. They're a way for everyone to save, like a big coupon book, where getting this thing really does benefit you and your family to be able to go experience a lot of these fun attractions at a savings. And it does list some of the savings, whether it's a buy one, get one, whether it's 20% off coupons or things like that. So tell me about the Book of Fun and what it is for your average Joe to purchase the Book of Fun.
Well, it came about 22 years ago. So the Southern Arizona Attractions Alliance has been around for 27 years. Because there were so many things to do here, but they didn't have any marketing budgets, nor were we ganging, in a sense, together and marketing as a co-op and as a reason why to come to Tucson. So that was the overall mission. Let's make sure there's no hidden treasures out there.
Right.
We do have lots and lots of things to do here. As Katie is finding out, there are more things for families to do. It was just a matter of marketing and creating the awareness. So 22 years ago, Visit Tucson, who's our partner, who does promote the attractions, but they promote to the overnight guests, okay? And we promote to not only what we call the close-in market or the drive market, we promote to the locals as well. And 50% of the folks that are coming to Tucson are staying with family and friends. Mm-hmm. So our mission, along with partnering with Visit Tucson, was to let people know that are either here or planning on just doing a day trip or they're residents about all the things there are to do. And so 22 years ago, the passport to the attractions is what we called it, and it would actually look like a passport. And you actually, when you went to an attraction, you had like a stamp, a passport stamp.
That's fun.
And then if you went to all 25, you were entered into a big kind of a sweepstakes kind of thing, but you could enter it free too. But to spend a weekend at Hilton El Conquistador or the JW Marriott or Hacienda del Sol or one of our dream resorts that are here. What sets us apart, in addition to the wonderful mountain ranges that we have here and the weather, is that we have some pretty good darn resorts that the local residents during the summer when their prices are lower, they take advantage. So what we tried to do was create a guidebook to all the attractions. Now we had a brochure, which is kind of a short form, but we needed something where you could get a little more detail, have a map that's associated with it, and to be able to actually gain access using a QR code. And it started off with 25 attractions, and it quickly grew to 45. Mm-hmm. New members came in as a result of that because there was nothing like this, okay? And then when the U of A joined with their 21 attractions, all of a sudden we had almost 100 pages and 65 attractions. And what was happening at that time, there were other, especially chambers, that wanted to promote their attractions within their region. So the Highway 80 group, Benson and Douglas and Tombstone and Bisbee chambers were becoming what they call destination marketing organizations all on their own. So we extended an invitation to work with them to help them promote the attractions within their region. So then that helped us grow. We didn't, believe it or not, there are 6 attractions in Douglas, which is 1 mile away from the border. And I don't think anybody had any knowledge of that because they didn't market them,
right?
At least to the masses. So over the years, we've now grown to over 100 attractions, and they're all in the guidebook. And, Frank can see it. I'm holding it up right now. It is a big book. And it is over 100 attractions.
It's handy, Dan. It fits in the palm of your hand, though, but it is a thick book. Oh, listen to all those pages. Look at all those beautiful logos.
And the savings is just coming out of those pages, right,
glossy
Frank?
paper, all these great organizations that I recognize, know, and love, like the Tucson Roadrunners, and all the stuff at the U of A Trail Dust Town. There they are again.
Oh, yeah.
National Park Store, Topgolf.
We added sports, because the Sugar Skulls and the Roadrunners, were professional sports. They may be AAA teams, and not since baseball kind of went away in 2010 or so, these other sports came in, and we treat those like events. They're single events because whenever a new team comes into town, there are probably residents from that town,
right? And
they want to see their team,
so
their
they come out team visiting,
So we wanted to help them as well, and we just included FC Tucson.
Nice.
And that was a professional soccer team, and then it went more to the training side, but they're trying to work their way back.
Yeah.
The cool thing about FC Tucson, it not only has a men's team, it has a women's team. As you know, women's soccer, likes to win those world champions.
Just getting the golds. That's
yes,
what they're all
absolutely.
about.
I love the gold. And they also have kids soccer.
Wow.
So they're a great community, company, and they're coming back strong. And we partnered again with them. We hadn't, we maybe sat on the benches for a couple of years, but they invited us to come back and help promote them and help promote us. And of course, because what happens is these players come into town. Sometimes they bring their families, and they're looking for things to do. It may be only in the morning before the game or something, or if it's a little bit of a championship, they'll stay over or come early. And so we're working with them to put together packaging with that as well. So I just think that while we don't have every single attraction, that's because we keep discovering more ourselves.
Well, right. And people are going to discover it now, learning about it right now together on the radio. Someone's always learning about it. That's why you're at festivals, to let people know, hey, there is one resource that you can go to that's got all the answers. First, let me comment on the graphic design of it, where it's color-coded for whether it's a discount, a 2-for-1, a free thing, all different colors. I love it. It's very easy to read. All the QR codes work for every organization. Very well laid out and just easy to understand, easy to carry around, and kind of definitely used like a game where you want to check all these off your bucket list.
Yeah, we worked with Visit Tucson, who many of them, have been seasoned more than 20 years. And when they said a guidebook, they knew what they were talking about.
They sure
now
did.
It's undergone a few changes, like the color coding. QR codes weren't around 22 years ago. But it's meant to be clearly a guidebook. And then about 7 years ago, with the help of Madden Media, which is a locally owned company here in town, marketing, they created an app for us.
Nice.
And at that time, of course, we all know that you could load the app on your phone, but you had to keep in mind that sometimes there were updates. Well, the new apps are on the cloud, and it automatically updates. So the book and the digital passport, we call it the annual digital passport. But what it gave us was an opportunity, especially in the cities that were close by, that knew that they were maybe make 2 trips a year or something like that. With the digital, it allowed us to turn it on for 3 days or 7 days or for the whole year. And a lot of folks from Phoenix started coming now because they're coming here for a day trip or maybe for a weekend getaway, which during the summer is really big at our resorts. And they can just turn on the digital passport, which has the same offers as the guidebook. And maybe sometimes when a new attraction comes in, we can't put them in the book, but we can put them on the digitals.
Right.
So we're constantly updating the digital. And, of course, it has all of the features that a digital app has. It'll tell you how close the nearest attraction is. It'll tell you, things that you can't necessarily see in the book because it's all tied to GPS. So that's been a big hit. It's about we were afraid that the digital would take over the book, but there are enough folks 50 plus that just don't want to use their phone for everything.
I agree.
And they love the book. So you'll find the book at the RV parks, and you'll find the books at the chambers. You'll find the books at the visitor center, especially the downtown visitor center. But there's one in Douglas, and there's one in Benson, Bisbee, and Tombstone as well. There's one in Nogales. And, so we try to have, in Green Valley, I got to mention Green Valley and Sahuarita for sure because they're a big partner of ours. And they're able to pick up the book. Now, when we started the book and we started to have third-party sellers, we made a decision that this would also be a fundraiser for those nonprofits.
Smart.
So from day one, 22 years ago, we had a formula where, depending on the price, you could make it just almost half of what they're selling the book for. And that's changed a little bit. But for instance, I think the wholesale price, the retail price is $29 because you have over 100 attractions. the wholesale price is $17, so they get the difference. Okay, well, that's more than $10 now. And they really enjoy that fundraising. So we're supporting a lot of nonprofits through the sale of the book as well.
That's incredible. And again, you're a nonprofit yourself, this organization. That's why they're here on Lifestyle Tucson, having a good time learning all about it. And you heard them, $29 what gets you the book. But you don't have to wait, because they also get you that digital passport. And as you were saying, Tom, you can also, if you're here for a visit, get a 3-day passport. That's only $15. You can get a 7-day digital passport for $21. But at that point, why not just pay for the annual, because just a few dollars more, and it's going to a good cause.
Yeah, and once you're a member, we say, of the Passport family, in October and November when the new one comes out, even though the other ones are good through the end of the year, you'll get a 50% off coupon, because once you're in the family, we want you to stay in the family.
Well, that's amazing. I love it. Speaking of that family, if someone is a small business owner like myself, and I want to be featured in the book, how does a small business or an attraction get featured in the book? Does it cost money? What is it, and how much is it? And tell me all about it.
Well, it's a good question, because when we started the Passport, we did not want it to be the entertainment book. At that time, the entertainment book was kind of still around. There were 3 other coupon programs, but they weren't giving back, in the sense like we were with a nonprofit wholesale price. So what we wanted to do was really to make sure that we stayed true, that this is an attractions passport to the attractions. Okay. Now we have started years ago to include shopping areas. Okay. They weren't necessarily identified as attractions, but they certainly were. And then we're now adding festivals, because they're a destination. There are reasons why people are coming here, and they're fun. So Tucson Jazz Festival is a big partner of ours. Chris Dodge just does a wonderful job. Chris, and and we're reaching out now to the other festivals. So, but we kind of limit folks that are in the book on the attraction side or the discount side to attractions or festivals. However, if you're in the tourism business, such as a hotel or a restaurant, we do have a section you probably saw in there, the partner section. Okay, and there is and if you see in there, Frank, there's a lot of partners. Okay, and so we do. So to answer your question directly, and I appreciate you letting me do a little bit of roundabout on that one, is that if you're in the tourism business, you can be in the Book of Fun, but you have to become a member. Now, the membership price is pretty low in the sense that, but we're more than just wanting you to buy some advertising. We want, if you're in the tourism business, we want you to come to the meetings. We want you to network with the attraction. We want you to offer their services to the attraction. So in a sense, we're a tourism community that we need to stick together here. Attractions are just a small part of the reason why people are coming to our region. This book, we want to make sure that you're able to find some of those. So we have hotels in there like the JW and Hacienda del Sol and Hilton El Conquistador, or as you can see, we're giving away a 2-day trip to the Hilton El Conquistador. So any kind of business that you're primarily in the tourism business, you can join. There's 2 ways. You can join as an individual for only $250 for the whole year, or if you're a real, like a hotel, we charge them what we call a active tourism company, and that's $450. Now, what you get for that is we have found a way to feature you not only in the book, but on the website, and feature you on the brochure. So we're not just limiting your exposure, and of course, most importantly, in our monthly meetings and our annual meeting, and we have an annual showcase where all the attractions come together, and we invite the sales community that's promoting this region to visit with all the attractions. There's plenty of ways for the tourism industry to get involved with the attractions. And, have to say, Frank, there are some hotels where the nearby attractions are their friends. So you go over to JW Marriott, for instance, which is really close to the Desert Museum. Their lobby is just full of the kind of animals that you're going to find at the Desert Museum, with really nice exhibitry. So we're always encourage the attractions to reach out to the hotels that are nearby and work together.
Yeah, I'll say. So, a long answer for a short question, but very low price. A nice low price
Yes.
that is not above anybody's pay grade, especially if you are a hotel. That's the equivalent of probably 1 or 2 guests staying at your hotel pays for your entire thing. And again, that's the point. You're in this book. That's a big, big deal. And the price for individuals, absolutely amazing. So I'd be remiss, as we're running out of time here a little bit. The other thing you do here in town for us all is you talk about attractions and you talk about all this stuff on the radio, right? I believe you're on The Voice. And you do it every single Thursday between 7 and 9 a.m. Tell me about The Morning Voice.
Yes, this grew out of another radio show that was going on for about a year called Jump in Tucson. It's produced by a marketing professor here in town, Dr. Ackerley. And he got hold of 4 of us and asked them to take a weekday morning. And again, originally it was only an hour. And then when the 2 hours opened up on the radio station in 2025, the Morning Voice was born. And I'm on Thursday, and I talk about tourism, festivals, anything to do with attractions, and we're getting other things like coming up the show. We're going to be talking about the movie making here in Tucson. How's it doing? Okay, now that there's this incentive that was born out of the legislature, and then all of the actors and everybody went on strike. And so it didn't make any difference if you had any kind of incentive program. Nobody was making movies. So that's slowly but surely coming back. And so we're going to have actually on the air a gentleman that has taken over the Mescal movie set, where we all know where Tombstone, the movie Tombstone with Kurt Russell, was filmed.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll have another guest on there, Peter, who is besides having a last name hard to pronounce, has been the film location and the head of film for Visit Tucson probably for over 2 decades. And he goes to all the film shows, meets all the location scouts and everything. So we're really anxious to hear from him about what is going on and what is the future look, because having been the GM at Old Tucson when I first moved here in town, the movies were everywhere here. And the hotels and the restaurants and the economy, and everybody wanted to see John Wayne or whoever it was. And when Old Tucson, it seemed, when it had the fire and they didn't rebuild the sound stage, there hasn't been as many movies, even though the folks that are in charge of the movies are doing a good job. When Old Tucson, before the fire, was finishing its last scene, they were already in pre-production. And then they had the sister movie set, Mescal. Now, Mescal has had maybe 4 or 5 movies in the last 2 years, and there was recently featured at an Old Tucson movie was recently featured at the film festival, the International Film Festival, and I think I can't really reveal completely everything that's going on, but it'd be nice to have another movie premiere here, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? I agree. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to Tucson and when it comes to Southern Arizona. Lots of things. Let's hope that we do something to attract some more movies, because attraction is really what we're talking about today.
Yes.
Because today we made friends with Tom Moulton, Executive Director of the Southern Arizona Attractions Alliance, whose mission is to provide awareness to the general public about the variety of entertaining, educational, and recreational attractions operating in the state of Arizona. Tom, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, Frank, it's been a pleasure.
This was Lifestyle Tucson. Bing bong bing, just a quick recap today. What a good conversation I had with Tom. If you want to learn more about everything going on with the Southern Arizona Attractions Alliance, well, you can go find them over on Instagram at Explore Tucson Attractions, or go find them online at www.explorearizonaattractions.org. This was Lifestyle Tucson, and I'm your BFF, your best Frank forever, Frank Powers. Toot toot Tucson, I love you the most.